it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to strum through Light My Fire by The Doors. Now, when I first was just like listening to this song, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be super easy. Like the verse is just 2 chords and you know the chorus is just like a 1-4-5 sort of thing. But when I went to go transcribe it, I realized there are actually quite a few tricky things in this one. I've tried my best to simplify it down, but if you still do need help with this, I have a bunch of resources. There's my free ebook. There's my beginner's course, which takes you through all the basic chords and strumming and basically gives you that solid foundation that you need to be able to actually play through a whole song. And then there's my bar chord course, which we won't be needing bar chords for the majority of this song, but if you want to play that intro bit, you know, that if you want to be able to play the chords to that part, you need bar chords because it basically cycles through like 3 different keys during that part, and no matter where you put the capo, there's always going to be bar chords with this song. So the first thing we're going to learn is the verse, and the verse uses just 2 chords. First, there's a G minor chord, and normally G minor would be a bar chord, and that's ideal. You know, if you can do that one, cool. But I have an easier one that I find actually works really well. We put our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the thickest string. Then the underside of your middle finger is touching the A string to mute it. The D string is open. We put our 3rd finger, our ring finger, on the 3rd fret of the G string. Then we just put our pinky right underneath it, also on the 3rd fret. And then we want to kind of sag our hand a bit to make sure that the highest string is muted. It should be muted by the underside of your pinky or by some of the, for me it's some of the fat on my hand right there. And basically the A string and the high E should be muted. That's really important because if either of those strings ring out, it kind of ruins the quality of this one. And there you go, that's an easy G minor chord. And then the other chord is E minor. And that's it, just switching between those 2 chords. Hesitate is through. You know, just over and over again. Just try that switch, you know, going from E minor. Then you take these 2 fingers, you spread them, slide them up, put your pinky down. You know, that's the easy way to make the switch. You just focus on these 2 fingers here. You put them together, they get the E, you get the E minor chord. You spread them apart, get the G chord, the G minor. Let's just practice super quickly, just downstrokes only, 4 downstrokes on each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just practicing some switching. Cool. Now we're going to add a strumming pattern to that. And the strumming pattern that we'll use is super simple. It sounds like this. And that's just down, 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 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 up. And that is a really easy strumming pattern. If you're having trouble with it, we can break it down. Basically, you got to count first out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over and over again. And on beats 1 and 2, you're doing a downstroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All we have left to do now is add a down up on beat 3. And for that, you have to subdivide your counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so 3 and. Putting that all together, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 up. And if you're still having trouble with that, I do recommend taking a look at my beginner's course because it has a whole chapter dedicated to building up your rhythm from scratch. Anyways, we have our 2 chord shapes, the G minor and the E minor. We have our strumming pattern. We're going to do it 1 time on each chord, and that's the entire verse. Let's just try that out. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and
to wallow in the mud. If you want to get much home.
Cool, so we've made it up to the point of the song where he's about to sing, "Come on baby, light my fire." Let's figure out how to play that part. As far as the chord shapes are concerned, we're gonna need 4 new chord shapes: F, G, C, A, and D. F is technically a bar chord, but we can get around that with an easier shape once again. So we're gonna skip the first string, start on the B string, 1st fret, then on the next string, 2nd fret, then on the next one, we use our pinky on the 3rd fret, and then our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Get your thumb lightly touching that thickest string just to mute it, so that both of the outside strings are muted. The middle 4 strings should sound like that. And for the other chords, C, G, A, and D, those are just basic open chords. I recommend checking out my free ebook if you need any help with those chords. Anyways, we're gonna use these chord shapes now in the chorus without the strumming pattern. We're just gonna play them with downstrokes only so that we can get used to the chord order. Starting out on F, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, G, 2, C, 2, 3, 4. G, C, A, F, 2, C, D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Now we have to add a strumming pattern to this, and the strumming's a little bit different. We're gonna use the strumming pattern from the verse a little bit, but we have to add some other stuff to it. Let's just go part by part. We start off on F, going to G, and we did that 2 strums each, right? F, G. For that, we're gonna use our old strumming pattern. We're gonna go down, down on F, and then we're gonna do the down up on G. So we're actually taking one strumming pattern and putting 2 chords in that one strumming pattern. F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 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 up. And then when we get to the C chord, we're gonna use the most common strumming pattern ever, which is down, down, up, down, up. And I've gone over this strumming pattern like a million times. It's in my ebook, it's in my course, it's in everything. But I'll just really, really quickly show you. The first half is just down, down, up. 3 and 4 and down, down, up. And then the second half is miss, up, down, up. 1, 2, miss, up, down, up. And the real trick, like I was saying before, is just count out loud. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And just working it out at your own pace to get the coordination. Anyways, that's our strumming pattern on the C chord. Down, down, up, miss, up, down, up. And then we go back to F and G, same thing. Down, 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 up. And then we're gonna go C to A. And here we're gonna take our common pattern and we're gonna split it over C and A. So we're gonna do the down, down, up part on C, and then we're gonna go miss, up, down, up on A. So down, down, up, switch, up, down, up. Just try that a bunch of times, just going down, down, up, switch, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, switch, up, down, up. When you put that together, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit, go back to that F. Cool, and from here, the last little bit, we're going to go from F to C using our old strumming pattern. Down, 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 up. Just like F to G, but now it's F to C. Down, 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 up. And And then we're going to go switch to a D chord, and we're going to do the common strumming pattern on that one a couple times. So the chords part of it isn't too tricky. It's a lot of repetition. The strumming pattern changing all the time is what really does it. And I'm just going to go through it super slowly, all in order, so you can just see it happening. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, so that's the bulk of the song, and those are all the parts that have singing over them. So you could just do that, you know, what we've learned so far, and that's it, that's all you need. But if you want to take it a step further and learn the rest of the song, including the harmony for the solo section, in case you're jamming with somebody else and they want to take a solo, or for the intro, in case you're jamming with somebody who wants to do that, like, however it goes, I don't know, I didn't learn it. If somebody else wants to actually learn it and play that bit, and you want to play the chords for that part, let's figure that all out. First, the solo section. Ultra simple. It's just 2 chords, G minor, which we've already learned, and then we switch to A minor. And that's it. You know, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's just do that a bunch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. If you listen to the original version of this song, that's like 7 minutes long, they take like 5 minutes of soloing, and those are the only 2 chords they play during that whole part. So you could load this up on Spotify and play along for like 5 minutes, getting tons of practice on those 2 chords. The strumming for them is down, down, up on the G minor. So, you know, pretty basic. Down, down, up. And then on A minor, we go down, up, down, up. And I like for that first downstroke to be quiet, like, you know, really quiet, just a little one. Down, up, down, up. When you put that together, let's just try that a little bit, you know, just going a bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can do that for as long as the other person wants to play a solo. And if you don't want to do it, you just don't have to include that part in the song. The other bit is the intro, and the intro is kind of hectic, uses a bunch of bar chords. I'm just going to play through it and show you really quick. So as you can see, we're kind of going all over the place with bar chords. And I think the best place to start is with the roots of each chord. Because that's the whole point of a bar chord, is that you just kind of pick your root and then you finish the shape. You know, you pick your root, finish the shape. Let's figure out the roots for everything. Starting off, we have F and C, and we don't need bar chords for that. So F, C, you know, those are standard chords. And then from there, we move to E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. We cycle through those 4 bar chords. Let's figure out what the roots are. E flat is right here on the 6th fret. And then A flat is on the 4th fret of the thickest string. And then on the 4th fret of the A string, we have D flat. And then on the 2nd fret of the thickest string, we have G flat. So just get used to those, putting your first finger on them. And even though we have 4 chords, we're only going to need 2 shapes. The first shape for our first root, that's E flat. We just have to add our ring finger to the 8th fret of those 3 strings, D, G, and A. So on the middle 4 strings, we have 6, 8, 8, 8. And let's skip a chord. For D flat, you know, 2 chords from now, it's the same thing, but here at the 4th fret. So E flat, D Now the other two chords, after E flat, we have A flat. And for that, we make this shape. It's just like an E chord, but we slide it up 1, 2, 3, 4. First finger on the 4th fret. It's A flat. And then D flat, which we already went over. And then G flat, which is the same shape as A flat. So a good way to practice this would be to think about G flat and A flat just being there on the 2nd fret and the 4th fret. Same shape. And then D flat and E flat, same shape. And then practicing it in order. E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. And that's it, that's the whole intro. And for the strumming, I just go down, down, up on each chord. So on F, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then finally, when we get to that G chord, we do our common strumming pattern a couple times. Let's play through that entire intro once just to make sure we got it super duper slow. Oh, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And this is tough. Like, the rest of the song's like this hard, and this part's like this hard in terms of the chord shapes and everything, right? So, give yourself a bit of a break. And once again, check out my bar chord course if this is challenging you a bit too much and you need some help with it. That'll help you out quite a bit. So now that we have all the parts of the song, let's figure out how to put it all together. That's called the form. The form is like the overall shape of the song, like the order of all the sections. I'm just gonna grab my whiteboard real quick. So first we have the intro. Let's just kind of skip that for now. Start off with our verse, which is G minor and E minor. So we have G minor and E minor, and we're gonna do that 4 times total. Then we have our chorus, and our chorus is pretty long compared to the verse. So our chorus goes F, G, C, F, G, C, A, and then F, C, and then D. And this is the bulk of the song. We're gonna repeat this part many times. That's all the singing and all the stuff happens over this part. And then after they do this part a couple times, we have the solo section, which is G minor and A minor. And we also have that intro, which is, the trickiest part of the song. That's why we saved it for last. But that intro happens at the very beginning of the song, and it happens after the solo section. So there it is, all marked up. We have our verse, and we're gonna do our verse 4 times, then we do our chorus once, and then we repeat that whole thing 2 times. So we do this whole block 2 times. Then we have our solo indefinitely, depending on which version of the song you're playing along with. It's like 5 minutes long. We play the solo for a while. And then we'll have our intro or interlude after that. And that's it. That's the whole song. So if you want, this might be a good time to just pause the screen, take a look at this whole thing, and copy down the chord orders so that you have your own copy of this. Otherwise, that's it. Now, I obviously recommend that you try to play along with the original recording. I recommend that in like every one of my tutorials for a really good reason, because that's like the real test. Once you can play along with the original recording, you're ready to just play the whole song yourself. Now, if you go to play along with the original recording and you go to like Spotify or whatever, there's 2 versions of it. There's the like full version, which is like 7 minutes long, and then there's the mono original version, and they're actually in different keys. So you have to put your capo in a different place. To play along with the really long one, you have to put your capo on the 1st fret. And to play along with the mono version, you have to put your capo on the 2nd fret. Anyways, that's it for this tutorial. Remember to take it slow, section by section, work on each bit. Don't forget to check out any of my resources, my free ebook, or any of my courses if you need any extra help. Otherwise, I hope you have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.